Good morning, and thank you for joining with me today. I'm sure there have been times in your life when you've felt like giving up, and you're not alone. In 1957, Henry Ford was set about producing the greatest car the world had ever seen. He called it the Edsel. It was to be the greatest car, yet it turned out to be one almighty flop. Ford was wise enough to know these things happen in life. He knew that at times we face setbacks. It happens to all of us. Carol Channing, the actress, was once asked, "Do you remember the most embarrassing moment of your life?" "Yes," she said, "I certainly do." Next question. Embarrassment happens. Heartaches happen. Sorrows happen. And every once in a while, tragedy occurs. On the wall of the museum at Dachau, there is a large, touching photograph of a mother and a little child standing in the line to enter the gas chamber. The child is walking in front of the mother. She doesn't know where she's going or what's about to happen. But of course her mother does. Walking behind her daughter, but she's helpless to stop what's going to happen. In her helplessness, she performs the only act of love that's left to her. She puts her hand over the child's eyes, so at least she will not see the horror to come. This can be a cruel world, cruel to us, cruel to those we love. I think when we feel down and we see one thing's going wrong, we think our whole world is going to become ashes, go down the tubes. Ministers are sometimes good at that. I have colleagues who have difficulty maybe with somebody in the congregation and they think the whole church is against them. It's not. But the second assumption we make often is that our problems are permanent. There's an old guy who was once in a Bible study and he was asked what his favourite verse in the Bible was, and he said, "And it come to pass." And it come to pass. Now, of course, we all know in the authorised version of the Bible, that simply means it happened and it come to pass. But maybe it's possible to see in a different meaning. It passed. Nothing is permanent, whether it's pain or joy. And it's easy in the midst of our difficulties to feel we are alone. Nothing could be more normal than to feel maybe even God has forsaken us. Even Jesus hanging on the cross cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" And if you've never asked that question, just wait. But you know, Jesus knew God had not forsaken him. But for that moment, at least, he felt that way. I'm sure there have been times in your life when you feel that you're as low as you possibly can be. You feel forsaken. Deep in your heart, even though you cannot feel God's presence at that moment, I believe you're not alone. Reverend James Stewart was a great preacher in Scotland, and he once described our lives like this. He said, "It is when you've sunk right down to rock bottom that you suddenly find that you've struck the rock of ages." So if you're struggling just now, as we all do, I pray that you may know that God is with you. And remember those words, "This too shall pass." Thank you for listening to me. God bless you.